Welcome to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create motion graphics titles like this. Alright, let's get started. First, we're going to create a new composition in After Effects, as usual. I'm going to do a 4K one, but you can create whatever size you want. Background color, just leave it black. Hit OK, and then you got your first composition. I'm going to create a solid layer for this. You want it to be like red or orange or something like that. You're not going to be using it for the final title output or anything like that. This is just to help you see when you're creating it. And then you can delete the layer after you get everything created. So I'm going to hit OK, add a new solid. Alright, next I'm going to create a new text layer. So type in your text, whatever. I'm going to just do like the title of today's video. Just go and make your title how you normally would. What you want to do now is you want to align it, center. You want to center align it using the align tool in After Effects. You're going to want to create a new shape layer. Go into your pen tool in After Effects, which the shortcut for that is G. You're going to want to create a line that is basically a little bit longer than the horizontal length of your text. I'll make a first point, and then I'm going to hold Shift and create my second point. And there we go. Delete your fill, add in a white stroke, make it however thick you want, and then you're going to want to go back into align and align it horizontally. So after you've got it aligned horizontally and you've got your shape layer made, you want to start going in and adding in all the keyframes for it. But what you want to do before that is you want to center the something fruit point that I don't really know, but it's not a huge deal. It's this little point right here. You want to center that in the center of your shape. So how to do that is you hit Control Alt Home. And on my computer and on some other computer keyboards, you have to hit the function button. So if you hit Control Alt Home and it doesn't work, then try holding down the function button as well. Boom, centers it. So you go to scale it, and then boom, it works. And also you want to change the constrained proportions. You want to turn that off. So you want to have your scale at 0 when you're first starting. Keyframe that at your first frame. And then however many frames you want, usually 4 or 5 frames or whatever. Have it go up to 100% scale in that position. And I'll do that. Okay, so that's the first part. Now what you want to do is you want to add in a new solid, and you want this to be black. Okay, hit OK. You're going to want to scale that down just so it covers your text. Basically make it just slightly bigger than your text. Something like that works. I'm going to align it horizontally as well. You're going to probably want to go into your preview window in After Effects or whatever it's called. Then you're going to want to just scale that up a little bit so you can see it better. And you're going to change the position so that it's barely touching, just overlapping just a tiny bit of your shape layer. When you set your shape layer, you'll have that keyframe at 4 or 5 frames, whatever, somewhere around there. And that's when you want to hit your position layer keyframes or whatever on the black solid. That's where you want to add your first keyframe for the black solid, right there. When the shape layer finishes scaling up, you'll want to add a position layer to that, or a position keyframe to that. We'll go to the frame where you want your graphic to like be done transforming and have the title showing. So I'm going to do it at, say, 11 frames is probably fine. You're going to add a keyframe on the position for the shape layer, and then make it so it's just right below your text. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but somewhere around there. You want to turn your black solid back on, and you want to add a keyframe for that, for the position of the black solid. And then you want to do the same thing where you have it right below the shape layer. So like right there. So if I go and zoom out, and that's basically what you want to do. So what you can do next is turn off your solid layer, create a new comp with the same resolution, same frame rate, all that. Take your comp 1, or the comp that has the graphic layer in it, drop it into it, and also add a black solid below it. We want to select your comp layer in this new comp, go to layer, go to blending mode, and go to lighten. This will kind of basically show you the motion graphic, but I'll play it, and there. That's basically how this works. Once you have this first part done, the next step is you'll want to have it basically do the opposite at the end of your intro, title sequence, whatever. So there's a couple ways you can do it. You can go in and copy these keyframes and then paste them and then basically switch them around. You can add in a whole new set of keyframes, or what you can do is you can duplicate this and then just reverse it. The way you reverse it is you go up to layer, time reverse layer, basically figure out where things start moving, and it's right there. So you want to erase everything up to that point. You can make this a little bit longer, never mind. And then right there is where you want it to start reversing, right at the end of the composition. And then boom. That's all you gotta do. Okay, so when you go to export this, you'll probably just want to turn off that black solid layer on the second composition. Then you want to export this composition out. And then when you bring it into Premiere or the editing software you are using, you will want to set the blending mode of this to lighten, just so you don't get the black solid that's basically hiding the text. I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to set up a new composition. Okay, so now that we've created a new project, I'm going to create a kind of similar motion graphics title effect, but we'll do something a little bit different with the motion. It's the exact same process pretty much. Going to create a solid, a red solid. Okay, then we're just going to add in a text layer again. I'm going to add in another text layer for this effect. I'm going to and then for both of these text layers, I'm going to turn the top one off for now, just so we can center align both of these text layers. Turn the bottom one off, center align. Then I'm going to turn this off for a second. Go into new shape layer, use the pen tool again, but this time we're going to do a vertical one, not a horizontal one. So I'm going to make it just a little bit taller than the text layer. So add a point, hold shift, add up another point, make sure like the stroke and everything is whatever you want it to be, make sure there's no fill, and then we're going to add the shape layer over top of both text layers. So now we've got all this done. I'm going to do the Control Alt Home and set that up, and then you're going to go to the position of each text layer, make one go to one side of the shape layer. Again, zoom in a little bit just so you have it close a reference. That's probably good enough. You'll want to do it with the other text layer. I'm going to hide that one for now. Go into the transform of the other text layer. Position it to be pretty close, just like that. Actually, I'm stupid. I'm going to want my name the complete opposite. You get the point of how that all works, basically. Hide that into that. Is just about good. We're going back into our shape layer, and then we're going to want to deselect the constrain properties thing again for scale. Turn on keyframing for scale. Have this at 0 for the first frame. Actually, since we're going vertical, it's the opposite. And set this to 100, wherever we want it to be at 100. Like that. For this one specifically, that's all we gotta do for the shape layer. So now we're going to add in a solid. I'm going to zoom back out to fit it so I can scale this. Make sure it's a little bit bigger than your text. Not the full text, but just whatever one half of it. So like, that's pretty good. I'm going to align this horizontally, vertically, and then I'm going to transform. I'm going to move the position a little bit. I will want to scale this back in so I can see it better. Have it barely touching that shape layer, just like that. I'm going to add a position keyframe. Then I'm going to go, let's say, go to 10 frames. And then I'm going to move this position so it reveals the text right about there. Should work. I'm going to duplicate that. Go into the first, go into transform, go into the first position keyframe. I'm going to move it right there so it's barely touching that shape layer. And I'm going to change that keyframe. The second keyframe, do the same thing as I did for the other text part, but basically the same concept, just have it so it reveals the text, but it's still pretty close to it. And then we're going to turn off that solid because we don't need that right now. We're going to add a new comp. And also, one thing you can do is you can turn on motion blur for the shape layer and these solid layers that are acting as a mask, basically. Add our comp 1 in. We're going to add a solid layer, make sure it's black. Throw it underneath the comp, zoom this out, and then boom. And obviously I did this pretty quick. As you can tell, it's a little bit closer to the shape layer the text is than you'd want it to be. So again, mess around with positions a little bit and you'll eventually figure it out. I'm actually going to go do that quick. Go into the text. Move the position just a little bit further away. Same thing with this other text layer. You will want to readjust the position keyframe of your black solid layers that are acting as a mask. So, nope, that's not what I want to do. So, right there basically, go into comp 2. Just screw around and you'll eventually figure everything out. That's really a lot of what After Effects is. And then again, at the end of your title when you want to go basically do the opposite, again, go duplicate that in the second comp, go to time reverse layer, figure out where it starts going away. So right here, trim it to that, trim this down to that. For some reason it's not going to let me go to that last frame. I'm going to add one more frame. Yeah, it's the same way when you bring it into your editing software or your NLE, Premiere, whatever it is. You'll want to turn off that black solid, export this comp 2 out, and then when you bring it into Premiere or whatever your NLE is, you will want to change the blending mode of that to lighten. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but at the same time it's not the hardest thing in the world. It just takes a little bit of After Effects knowledge and a little bit of playing around. If you need help in After Effects, you can let me know in the comments and I'll try and get back to you. Look online, there's tons of After Effects resources. I am also thinking about doing digital downloads of these like motion graphics templates that you can buy. It's probably going to be priced at $2 or $3 per template, or like packs of like 4 or 5 of them for like 10 to 15. Just let me know in the comments if you want to see that, and I can try and figure that out. With that being said, that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching.